Probably, let's talk quick player ratings. Manchester United now a 1-0 defeat against Nottingham Forest. It wasn't the greatest of performances, of one that lacked energy, intensity and quality. Again, let's just get into the player ratings. In goal, Onana, 6. I mean, I can't really remember him having to make a save. Obviously, there was that Ryan Yates header that was offside. Again, his passing was good today, so I'd give him a 6. I mean, the goal, could he have done better? I mean, it is just a good... It's not the greatest strike, but it's just an accurate strike from Alanga. I mean, I thought there were more opportunities for the goal to be prevented before it actually got to Onana anyway. I mean, it come from our corner at the end of the day. Now, the back three, Mazraoui obviously on the left, I'd give him a 7. I thought he was good today. Able Jules very well. Looked a bit shaky on the left. I thought when he got over to the right, he was getting up the pitch. He looked more confident on the ball. On the right was Euro, 7. I thought fantastic. I mean, that tackle he made on Alanga was absolutely fantastic. It's great to have him back from injury. He's a very, very valued player. He comes comfortable on the ball, covering channels, passing out from the back, and getting us up the pitch as well. Defensively made some good headers and some good tackles as well, so I'd be happy with Euro's performance. De Ligt, I'd give him a 7 as well. I think it's 7th all round for the back three. I think De Ligt managed it well, made some good headers, good chances, prevented as well. I want he's a very, very tricky striker to come up against, and I thought he dealt with him well. Now, wing backs, Dorgu, I'm actually going to give him a 6.5. He did get up the pitch and didn't really get the ball, to be honest with you, but the times that he did, he put 1 or 2 good crosses. I thought personally he was wasteful. And I think that's what Amram's going to be frustrated about. I thought Delo actually had a better game than Dorgu today. Moving on to Delo, I'd actually give him a 7. I thought Delo today, he had that one header at the crossbar. He was constantly attacking his fullback as the right wing back. I think he got up the pitch today, which again is always a plus from Delo. I think he's kind of understanding the position more, getting up the pitch, putting crosses into the box. He put a few good crosses into the box. As I said, defended well. Alanga was on his side at times and he defended all right against him. It wasn't the worst performance by the low, so I'd give him a 7. That into midfield, Ugarte, I'm going to give him a 6. Came off in the 46th minute. Again, probably just due to fitness. Why you take him off, I think, again in the game, it was a bit of an intense game. I thought Ugarte did a decent job in that midfield. I'd give him a 6. Casemiro, I'd give him a 6 as well. Again, there was just not that intensity from Casemiro. Again, was getting bypassed. In a game where Nottingham Forest's main bit is about legs and energy, especially in that midfield, to start Casemiro for me just didn't make any sense. Again, he's a player who for me is decent, but in these sort of games you don't need him, and I can understand why he used him. He wanted to see Bruno further forward, but I just want to see Bruno in that inside pivot from now. Now, Dorgu, I've already rated him. Now, 2 inside 10s. Garnacho gets a 5. It's probably one of Garnacho's worst performances this season. In terms of he was just so wasteful. Decision making was off, just taking shots when he shouldn't. Again, on the goal, he just gets ambushed off the ball by Alanga. Just not good enough there. Again, he had a few shots, but again, just very, very wasteful from Garnacho. Picks up the yellow card for petulance as well. Like, it wasn't the greatest performance by Garnacho, and I think he knows that as well. I think what we've seen from Garnacho, we know what he can do, we just haven't seen it enough, and that would be the issue. I mean, it was just a point. It was just a point where it was just, I'll just give up with Garnacho at the moment. I think his performances have just not been good enough for United at the moment. And yes, he's got goals and assists, and I still think he can be a very, very good player. I think he is a unique talent, but we haven't just seen it enough at Manchester United at the moment. Now, then, other inside 10 was Bruno. I'd give Bruno an average 6. There were times he was a bit wasteful, but again, he was someone who was showing that bit of urgency. He had that shot early on into the game. But again, just wasn't the greatest performance by Bruno either. It was just leggy. His passing was decent. He put that one ball into Garnacho, which I think got blocked by Yates. Just wasn't great by him again. Now we go to the striker, Xerxes 5. I mean, we can't play Xerxes as a striker anymore. We have to play Højlund. He was a decent player today. Got around the pitch. When he dropped to the inside 10, looked more comfortable, was be able to link play. But again, just wasn't great by him either. Now the subs, Højlund gets a 6. I thought he came on, had a good impact. Just offer something different. Had that one chance where I thought he could have done better, but I think he passed it to, was it Garnacho? And then got blocked. It was just offered a different dimension, just running through the channels. Who else came on? Maguire, I mean, a 6. I mean, could have probably had 2 goals, but you can understand it was just last resort bringing on Maguire. But again, it's good to have him back from injury. Mason Mount, 6. Again, another player good to have it back from injury. Could have scored very early on. That would have been a great way to come back onto the pitch. But again, decent performance again. Just got around, did his job. And then Ericsson, 6. And I'm pretty sure that was it. Now, Ruben Amorim, for me, gets a 6. Listen, it was a very, very tricky ground to go to, but it wasn't the greatest quality of games. I thought United dominated and deserved to get at least a point from it. We move on now to City in 5 days. It's going to be a tricky game. I think it's an important game. We don't want to have our worst finish in years in the Premier League. I think Amorim knows that. I mean, we haven't won consecutive games in the Premier League, which is hard to believe, but we move from there.